I know you know what I'm talking about. It is the dreadful starting over. And if you have come to this video, it's because you are struggling with starting over. So today's video is really geared towards us ladies that are starting over in our middle age. Why is starting over so scary? Because it's putting us in a vulnerable state. So we are going to talk about this vulnerability today. Our society does not like the fact of getting older, and that's just facts. We are doing everything possible to slow age. When age comes with wisdom, the stuff that I know now clearly was not what I knew in my early 20s when I first started out in life. And I thought I knew everything. And I thought I knew all the keys to unlock every single door. But we have such a big ego at those ages that by the time we get through our 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, we can go back and look back and be like, oh my God, like I didn't know anything. And it's true. Wisdom comes with age. So, we are going to dive into why starting over for most of us, especially in middle age, whether you're 35 and up, and even for you that are younger than that, you can definitely maybe get some value from this as well. In this life, we are going to start over many, many, many times, whether it's starting a new job, a new career, a new genre. When I first I started out in banking and finance and credit cards. And then eventually I got into brokerage. I got into brokerage. I got into stocks, bonds. I learned everything about being a registered rep. At one point, I wanted to be a big stockbroker, maybe in New York. And eventually, after I got out of banking, I kind of went into the service field, like customer service. That didn't work for me, so I literally was like, you know what, I had enough of this. I wanted to get into like medical, so I went back and got into medical, and then that's when I started my career, like in the hospitals, working in the hospitals and so forth and so on. Been in that industry for a number of years. So I say this to say that there's many points that we have to start over. If you're starting over at the stage of life you're at, don't look at the fact that you have gotten older and you have to start over or go back to school. I did go back to school as well because I wanted to do something completely different from medical. At one point, I wanted to be a nurse, or I thought I wanted to be a nurse. But after I saw the hard work and the stress and never home nursing career, I knew that that was not going to work for me because I don't do well in four walls for extended periods of time. So for me, having something that was a lot more creative was the route that I really ultimately wanted to go because I love communicating, I love helping others, I love coaching, I love talking and helping others pursue their goals and dreams while I'm pursuing mine as well. So was the rebirth of Gracefully Glowing. At one point, my channel was called Modesty with Style because I will always be a fashionista, and I will always love fashion, love clothing, love putting together outfit, clothes, home decor, all of that. And I will eventually restart a new channel that is all towards fashion and decorating and DIYs and all of that. But right now, I really want to focus on embracing, helping, encouraging, uplifting others. I want this channel to really be more about motivation and helping us learn and grow from the mistakes of the past. This is why I have all of this lovely silver hair, because this came from wisdom, you know, and this came from a lot of things that have happened in my life. So therefore, that's why now the channel is called Gracefully Glowing. It's still the same me, but it's with a new purpose, which is why some of my content talks about finding your purpose, because a lot of us really do struggle with our purpose. We struggle with where we want to go in life. We struggle with, do I need to go back to school? Should I go back to school? We struggle with careers. We struggle with wanting to have kindness and helping people that are less fortunate, because we have been taught to only be concerned with ourselves and not others. But if you are striving to be in the Christian like space, we know that we can't just live for ourselves. We have to also help and live for others. So that's why Gracefully Glowing has been reborn. This was something I've always wanted to do. This is something I've always had it in me to do, but wasn't sure of the path or the direction I wanted to go. So if you're all about wanting to be inspired to start over your life, to make moves, whether it's to start your own business, whether it is to pursue a whole nother career, whether you do want to go back to school. It doesn't matter what age you're at, what level you're at, whether you're in the beginning stages of your life or whether you're at the middle stages of your life. It's at any age. I know people that are in their 80s and 90s that are starting a life anew, just got married in their 80s and 90s. You know why? Because they did not stop living. When you stop living, that's when hope is lost, because you gave up. But we are in a society that does not appreciate and value aging. This is why a lot of our aging population are dying, because they're not appreciated. They're not valued for the knowledge and wisdom that they have. I had the pleasure of being able to take care of someone in their 90s, and I had learned so much. They were like a walking history book, because they were able to tell me about how life was back in the day, how they did not get in a bunch of debt. They bought everything with cash. Nothing like what we do today, where everything is about debt and consumerism and credit cards. And instead of purchasing your home with cash, we are buying houses with mortgages. We are forever in debt for the next 30 years. And I'm all about getting a mortgage and real estate and all of that, but I'm not about the debt. I really want to learn from our older people while they're still here, and hoping that I can pass those gems and that wisdom on to the younger generation. So this is the reborn of Gracefully Glowing, because it is truly glowing from within. We're not about the superficial beauty. We're not about the overconsumption. We're about saving our money, budgeting our money, living within our means. That doesn't mean that I don't like to splurge here and there. That doesn't mean that I don't love to go on trips. I actually went to Amsterdam 2 years ago, and I literally just went to Jamaica last month. So I'm all about leveling up your life, but being conscious about those decisions when you are trying to level up your life. Not overconsumption, not over consumerism. We're in a craze right now where people are just going crazy because they don't have the things that other people have, nor can they afford it. And I myself personally almost got caught up in that. I remember when I started my boutique business, I was caught up in, oh my goodness, girl boss, lady boss, bossing up. However, not realizing that these people that were trying to portray that they were just a girl boss solo doing this by themselves, a lot of these women were married. They had a partner that was home helping them while they pursued their life passion of having their own boutique or store, but they had an income that can support that dream. Many of us cannot just take $1,000 or a few $1,000s and just go start a business without having a whole nother source of income. So sometimes you get caught up in what others are doing, not realizing that that may not work for you, because if you're living check to check, or if every dollar you get is accounted for, then that's where you will go wrong with trying to follow someone else who has a whole nother income, who has a husband that is supporting them, or a wife even supporting them. I recently heard this guy said that he would rather die first before working a 9 to 5. Why? Why is it that harsh that you would rather die than work a job? Jobs are honorable. There's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. However, though, I'm also all about pursuing entrepreneurship and starting your own biz and having more sources of income. Even if you work your 9 to 5, but you also have another income, I'm all about that. So To hear someone say they rather die first, I'm like, are you kidding me? But again, we are in this stage where people are just saying things, but saying things that really just don't even make sense. At the end of the day, there's people that do have people that are supporting them and supporting these dreams and passions of giving up a 9 to 5. But don't you just give up a 9 to 5 and you don't have a whole nother income. Or if you don't have maybe a year's worth of saving that you can sit back and enjoy life for a few years, or if you're getting a substantial unemployment check. For some states, there's some cities in the US that pay almost $900 in unemployment. Now, certainly you can budget and live off of $900 a week in unemployment to get you through for the next 6 months until you find a job. But in some states, it's only like 200 and something a week. Some states it's 300 and something a week. In the state that I live in, it's about 700, I believe. But nevertheless, the point is this. And guess what? You got to be making top dollar in order to even get that 700. But if you're like only making barely minimum wage, you're not going to get the highest unemployment check that you can possibly get. So what I say is to say this. There's a lot of misleading people and misguidance that is teaching people the wrong way and teaching them the way that you have to ease into these things. You have to be wise getting into these things. You have to have other sources of income. I agree with that. I will never say to anyone, don't get a business, don't get something going on, because unless you have, like I said, a whole nother household income in your home, it is your money a lot of times is stretched thin. And we're not going to be talking about the people who, like I said, maybe they are in the middle class or the upper class where their income starts out at $300,000 a year. But for people that are maybe making less than that and maybe even a few more thousand less than that, I am talking to you guys. So guess what? This channel is all about realistic things, realistic goals, realistic dreams, pursuing your happiness, finding your purpose, finding the things that make you happy and joyful, making sure that God is the centerpiece of all of that happiness, because you can never find true happiness without God. This is a spiritual-based, faith-based, Christian-based, striving to be holy type channel. But at the end of the day, I'm also about the goals and the talents and the beliefs and the factors that factor us into being human as well. So if you're interested in a channel like this, then please stay tuned and please subscribe and like and even comment on what are some of the things that you would love for me to talk about. There's also an ebook that is coming out as well soon, so stay tuned for that. But I just want to at least say this. You must find your purpose. That is one of the ways that you can truly find the happiness that you deserve and really truly take care of yourself, your inner self, your inner core of who you are. I thank you all, my brand new lovely subscribers. Thank you for joining this journey, and let us grow together. Let us glow up together as we truly strive to find our true calling and our true happiness. Anyway, I just wanted to drop in for a few gems today, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.